The likes of New York, Los Angeles or Nashville are bucket list destinations for millions of holidaymakers. But since Donald Trump returned to office, some travellers are steering clear of the US, a loss predicted to cost billions.
Picture this. You walk into LAX on a Friday afternoon in July, no TSA lines, no rushing crowds, just silent corridors and empty seats echoing like a ghost town. This isn't 2020, it's 2025, and the numbers behind this collapse are so bad the government doesn't want you to know. 3 million tourists gone, $21 billion in losses, and Washington says nothing. Across the U.S., airports tell the story. JFK's Terminal 4, you can hear your own footsteps. LAX, deserted terminals. Las Vegas, you could roll a suitcase to the Strip without seeing another tourist. This isn't a quiet day, it's an economic emergency. According to hard-to-find data, international arrivals are down 14% from last year. But percentages mask the reality. We've lost 3 million tourists and the $21 billion they would have spent. An entire economic engine is stalling while media coverage stays focused elsewhere. And here's the worst part. This may just be the beginning. Flights from Canada to the US are down 76% on key routes. This isn't a drop, it's an evacuation. Toronto to New York, Vancouver to Seattle, Montreal to Boston. Once busy, now near empty. This didn't happen by chance. Earlier this year, Canada warned its citizens about traveling to the US. The UK and China issued similar advisories. When friendly nations start telling people to avoid you, it's more than market fluctuation, it's a coordinated retreat. Western Europe is following suit. Flights from France, Germany, and the UK are down 17% to 28%. These are high-spending tourists, now avoiding the US entirely. Hotels are reporting mass cancellations. Theme parks see international bookings vanish. One London travel agent put it bluntly, clients want anything but America. What's happening isn't just about tourism, it's about trust. TSA numbers, once climbing steadily, just posted their first major drop in years. Domestic travel is collapsing. Why? Because Americans can't afford to travel anymore. Flights are expensive, hotel prices are sky high, families are choosing food over vacations. One Reddit post joked, when you're financing burritos, Disney's not in the cards. It's funny, until you realize it's true. The result? A double disaster. International travelers aren't coming in, and Americans aren't traveling inside the country either. What's driving this collapse? It's not just one issue, it's a combination. Politics, U.S. relations with allies have soured. Trade wars, diplomatic tension, and aggressive rhetoric have consequences. When leaders attack allies, those allies retaliate not with sanctions, but with silence. Safety. Global headlines highlight mass shootings, protests, and crime. Whether fair or not, the world sees the U.S. as chaotic and unsafe. Economics. Inflation is crushing household budgets. When people can't afford gas or groceries, they certainly can't afford vacations. And unlike a pandemic, there's no end in sight. You can't vaccinate away a reputation crisis. The fallout is staggering. Las Vegas is down 8% in visitors. That's thousands of empty rooms and millions in lost casino revenue. New York City could lose 3 million tourists in 2025, meaning fewer Broadway tickets, fewer restaurant reservations, and fewer shoppers on Fifth Avenue. But the pain goes deeper. Family-owned restaurants are closing, gift shops are shuttering, tour guides are out of work, hotel staff are being laid off. For every 1% tourism drop, the U.S. loses $1.8 billion in economic activity. Multiply that by 14% and you've got a $25 billion black hole. And still, no word from Washington. No emergency summits, no national response, just silence. Industry insiders are scrambling to spin the narrative. Airlines call route cancellations optimizations. Hotel chains say mass cancellations are seasonal shifts. It's coordinated damage control. The U.S. Travel Association is quietly launching campaigns to convince international tourists that the country is still safe and welcoming. Customs and border protection is expanding fast-track programs, but none of that fixes the core issue. America is now a country other nations warn their citizens about, and marketing can't fix that overnight. In 2020, borders closed. due to a virus. Now they're open, but people are choosing not to come. In 2020, we had a clear enemy. Now the enemy is our own reputation. Back then, recovery had a path. Vaccines, reopening, rebuilding. Today, there's no clear plan, just silence. T.S. Lombard economists warn this could last a decade. Tourism is fragile, first to fall in a crisis, last to recover, and right now there's no sign of recovery in sight. While the U.S. bleeds, others are booming. Australia, Japan, and Europe are seeing record tourism numbers. Americans are traveling, but to everywhere except home. One executive admitted clients ask for anywhere but America packages. We've never seen demand like this. That's not just a temporary shift. Once people discover other destinations, they don't always come back. Tourism isn't just money, it's diplomacy. Every tourist is a potential ambassador, someone who experiences American culture firsthand and shares it. When those visits stop, so does that influence. What the world now sees instead are headlines about chaos, dysfunction, and danger. This isn't just economic decline, it's a geopolitical unraveling. Some say yes, adjust the rhetoric, make travel safer, and tourists might return. But others say we've passed a point of no return. If your allies are warning their citizens to stay away, if your own people can't afford a hotel room, and if other countries are promoting themselves as not America, you've got a deep-rooted problem that marketing can't solve. Confidence takes years to build, and we burned it down in months. If trends hold, the U.S. could lose 6 million tourists and $40 billion annually by 2026. That's not just a dip, it's a restructuring of America's place in global tourism. 15 million Americans work in travel-related industries. If this collapse continues, we'll see massive job losses, shrinking city budgets, and long-term economic damage. And when infrastructure is scaled back, when hotels shut down and airlines reduce routes, you can't just flip a switch to bring it back. What's most alarming is what's not being said. No action, no hearings, no urgency, because acknowledging the collapse means admitting America's words and policies have consequences. Instead, the strategy is silence. Hope it passes. Blame the economy. Blame someone else. But the numbers don't lie. 3 million tourists gone, $21 billion lost, and a global tourism industry reorienting itself without the U.S. Other countries see the opportunity and they're taking it. They're welcoming the tourists we're pushing away, and those tourists are discovering something. They don't need us. Once they realize that, they're not coming back.